With plenty of hours in Starfield at the moment, let's take a look at some of my favorite parts of Bethesda's latest RPG. Hey there Explorer, I am Doodleman149 again, and today I'll be taking you on a guided journey through my top 5 favorite parts of Starfield. There's a lot I like, so narrowing this down is a bit difficult. Plus, I've already covered what I don't like in a previous video. Let's hop into this. The gunplay. The first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking of what I really like about Starfield has to be the gunplay. It's not on the same level as true first-person shooters like Call of Duty or Battlefield, but when it comes to Bethesda RPGs, Starfield definitely has the tightest combat I have ever experienced. From the feel of the guns to the staggering effects enemies can experience, the combat in Starfield feels very impactful and satisfying. The addition of the boost pack also adds a good amount of mobility to allow you to flank your enemies or get a height advantage to escape some of the particularly deadly foes. I also like that the dedicated grenade button has made a return, as that has always been a main reason I never used explosives in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. The shipbuilding. My next point is one that was admittedly overwhelming at first, but I've come to love, and that is the expansive shipbuilding. I love how you can build the ship of your dreams from the ground up. Obviously not straight away, you'll need to dedicate some skill points to unlock every piece, and you'll need a decent amount of credits to get everything as you want it. However, if you want to pursue a quality shipbuilder, then Starfield has you covered. There are, of course, limitations, such as how much mass you can have affecting your maneuverability and grav jump distance, but it's a fun balancing act. No matter what kind of ship you want, from a small fighter to a heavily armed freighter, you can build it all. The creature variety. The next point was another thing that initially overwhelmed me, but I've come to appreciate the variety of enemy types, particularly the alien creatures you can find roaming various planets. From the humble bone maiden to the indomitable terramorphs, the variety of alien life you can find in Starfield is great. While I don't like that different planets can have the same animals, because unless they were purposely spread, how would they evolve exactly the same, I still enjoy discovering new creatures and finding out what crafting goodies they may hold within them. I also like that some areas you land at have different animals, so sometimes you'll need to visit multiple places on a planet to see all the life that it has to offer. The companion stories. While I haven't gone too far into the main storylines, one thing I am really enjoying is the companion storylines. I've heard very positive things about the interactions with Sarah and Andrea, but even the random named crew members you can pick up in various bars have interesting backstories if you take the time to interact with them and not just treat them as pack mules. My favorite one so far has to be Marika Boros. She comes from Hope Town on Polvo in the Valo system, and she gives you some great background into her early life and her unique perspectives on Hope Tech and how it's more problematic than its industrial veneer might suggest. She also has some interesting viewpoints on both the major factions due to her time working as a Freestar Ranger and as a resident of New Atlantis. If you want a fresh perspective on the state of the universe, this relatively unimportant NPC can give you just that. The massive amount of activities. The final favorite thing on my Starfield list could also be seen as a negative by some, but it's the absolutely bonkers amount of things you can do in the universe. There are just some random activities added to my list all the time when I walk through a new city, not to mention the new small side quests that unnamed NPCs of list colonies can give me. Some are simple, like placing a sensor, and others involve clearing out a bunch of spacers or pirates, things that I am happy to do. But even the number of main faction and story mission quests are so numerous that I could spend multiple days playing in the same system doing quests, looting, and exploring. Mind you, if I got to play more than a couple hours a day, I could probably bang things out earlier, but as someone with a normal life, this game has tons to offer. My quest list does get a little bogged down at times, but it's always good to know there's always something to do out there amongst the stars. And so that's all for today, Explorers, my list of the top 5 things that I really think Bethesda nailed with Starfield. What are your favorite parts of the game? Was there anything I missed? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you're all enjoying the game so far, and I hope it's everything you wanted it to be. So with that, be sure to keep an eye out for my future Starfield content and like and subscribe for more. I've been your guide, Doodleman149, and I'll see you again, sometime, somewhere, amongst the stars.